Previously on Chosen Ones, Arthur escorts Theo back to the library, Theo clearly regretting what he just agreed to. Arthur offers to delete his blueprint, and Theo quickly agrees, Arthur leaving shortly after. Shui helps the cooks make breakfast, and after a very long discussion about pancakes, Shui leaves with Essence in search of Libris, and Avayath heads out with Wind to train with Peter. Left alone, Brandy and Theo go for a walk to talk about what's bothering the ranger. Theo talks to Brandy about the alternative versions of himself that Arthur planned to bring to his lab, and Brandy gets progressively more upset. The tiefling says that he will have a conversation with Arthur, and that Theo doesn't have to train with him anymore.
Forget your place and never find grace. Fly me away before the clouds are paid. So we will lose our wings within the storm. Breathe me, take what's left of me. I lose my mind to fate, I cannot disgrace. Heart beating hard, erase your belief. I will destroy what's left and run away. Come to the page, the curtains rising soon.
So, Avayath, you went out and you got Win, and then the two of you headed out to go to the training grounds. And so Win's just kind of looking at you as you leave the compound, as you both push past these large gates. The guards kind of wave at you, and he waves back and he's like, "See you guys later, bye." I feel so bad, I don't know their names.
Oh, I didn't ask either.
You guys keep walking.
I didn't even remember we had guards.
Oh yeah, they let you in when you first came too.
Oh, no, if I had to say that, he just forgot who they were.
Yeah, and so you guys keep walking towards the training grounds, and he's just like, "Are you excited to do some combat training today?"
Combat training? I forgot we were gonna do that.
Yeah, that's why we're going to the training grounds.
Oh, I'm very excited. Can't wait to see what Peter has in store. Or you?
Probably me.
Ooh.
Guess I'm kind of training you too.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited for this.
I mean, I'm gonna probably train Riddle and Draga together to make sure I still have the same amount of time.
That makes sense.
Those two are pretty evenly matched, so they're really good for sparring.
They're both quite strong, I think.
And you guys eventually make it to the training grounds. Wynn's kind of moving some stuff around, trying to get ready, just moving some debris from previous fights out of the way. And he looks over to you and he's like, "We don't have the medic here today, but Peter knows some healing if you need it at any point."
Okay, that's alright. I can heal myself.
We're not gonna do anything, crazy.
Not gonna do anything crazy. It ruins the purpose of a sparring match if we don't go all out.
Yeah, sure. And you guys wait a bit, and eventually you see Peter making his way over towards the training grounds. Doesn't look like he has his sword with him. And he kind of approaches the both of you and gives a nod. "Oh, you don't have your sword today?" And he's just like, "Well, we're not fighting, so there's no point. Or at least I'm not fighting." Yeah, you just normally... whatever. And he looks towards Avayath and is just like, "Yeah, let's get this started. So, what are we doing, Peter?" "You two are going to be sparring with each other, and I'll be observing. So, this isn't a match in terms of who can knock the other out. This is a battle of speed and timing, not brute strength. Your goal is to strike quickly and effectively. After one of you makes 3 contacts, we will stop, so don't go easy on each other, but the goal isn't to knock the other out, it's just to get hits in."
So it doesn't matter at all how weak the hit is? Just any hit will do?
Any hit. Like I said, sometimes speed is what matters.
That's unusual. Avayath starts waving his sword around in practice, and he's just wobbling it nonsensically just as fast as he can.
Peter's just like, "Did you have something else that you wanted to do?"
Well, I feel like the best way to train for combat is to try the real thing, try to push past your limits.
Do you want to fight Win for real? You saw how that went the last time you went against a mentor.
Yes, and it was great. I'll beat Estel next time. I was almost there.
You do know she was going easy on you, right?
She was?
She didn't throw a single one of her signature spells at you.
Oh. Wow. Well, you know, you never learn to get better until you learn to surpass someone stronger than you.
Wynn's kind of, like rolling his shoulder a bit, and he's like, I mean, if you want to fight all out, we can.
I do. I want to try.
He looks to Peter, and Peter sighs a bit, and it's just like, this was supposed to be just a match of speed, but if you want to make it go past that, you can continue past the 3 hits, but that's up to you.
I want to see what Wynn is capable of. Let's do this.
Okay, sure, let's do this then. And he starts to back away from you.
Yeah. Time to get my ass kicked by Wynn. My character's a dumbass.
Get ready, I'm about to unleash the nine-tailed fox. The what?
Turns out Windspark is his name. He just wins.
I always win. So yeah, Wynn looks at you and kind of cracks his knuckles a bit, and he's just like, alright, so let's get started then, I guess. And he takes a fighting stance.
Let's do this. I never back down from a challenge. He casts a magic weapon, which is a 2nd level spell. His sword starts glowing brighter and it becomes a +1/+1. Gets up closer and he just swings side to side. 22 to hit, 20 to hit.
How much of that is magical damage?
He's gonna Divine Smite, which will be... Oh, I don't know about the +1/+1. That's probably not magical. Yeah, no, it becomes a magic weapon, so I guess it's all magical.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Divine Smite, both of them. First attack, 2nd attack.
And that's all magical damage, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he takes none of that.
Oh.
You see your sword make contact with him, and it's almost like you see just coming off of him this like expanse of like, it looks almost like a heat wave that comes off of him, and you feel like you make contact, but like he does not look like he took any of that. And he smiles at you and he's like, using magic, huh?
That's all my spells.
Is that your turn?
Yep, that's he used up all of his 2nd level spell slots on those 2 Divine Smites.
Okay, and he's just gonna try and punch you. 7 for the first hit. I'm guessing that's a no. That one is a 10.
10 doesn't hit him either. You got so much armor, you're punching his armor, it's not seeming to do anything.
And that's a 13.
Nope.
He's just using his strength score. He doesn't have a weapon, so... He tries to hit you, and he does look like he makes contact because you're so close, but you just don't take any damage from that because of your armor. And he's just like, wow, you really armored up, huh?
Yes, I always am.
And it's your turn again.
He's gonna have to deactivate magic weapon because that's not gonna do anything. All he can do is swing normally. Avayath is kind of helpless right now. He's not doing so hot. Got a 9 and an 11.
But neither of those hit.
So he's just swinging, and now I guess he's like visibly nervous now that his magic doesn't work.
Yeah, Wynn just kind of shrugs it off as you try and hit him. He pretty easily dodges that. And he's like, okay, my turn again. And he's gonna try and hit you. 14?
Does not hit.
16.
Does not hit.
14 again. And Wynn's just like, I can see why Peter wanted us to do this based on contact. Your armor's really tough.
Yeah, this may take a while. Since he can't use offensive spells, he's gonna use a defensive spell.
I do like how they're just totally whiffing it.
Yeah, to beef up his AC, make this take longer. You see his armor grows harder, and he's just gonna swing again. First swing, second swing, nat 20!
There you go. Okay, that nat 20 definitely hits.
Finally, at long last. Max damage. So that's 20 damage.
I am actually gonna note his health, because if he keeps fucking whiffing it, maybe you'll just annihilate him by hitting him more than he can hit you. He looks at you and he grins and he's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're getting serious now, huh?
I had no intention of holding back.
You see him kind of reach behind his back and he pulls out a hand axe. All right, let's try this again. Nat 1 on the first one.
That hits.
Win, you fucker. Oh, I dropped my dice, hold on.
This is the most pathetic battle.
You fucking idiots. Okay, hold on. It's 18.
18 does not hit.
Wow, okay. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20 does not hit, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Damn, they're only nat 20 each other.
Yeah, so he just nat 20. Let me double check something real fast. Okay, yeah, when you score a critical hit. So he can roll this actually 3 times because he has Savage Attacker.
Oh, mamma mia.
16 slashing damage as he hits you with this axe.
Doesn't seem to do a lot to Avayath. He's It doesn't seem to slice through his armor, but it does seem to hurt him a bit, and just the sheer force of it. Okay, now he's gonna make a Constitution save to see if he can keep his shield up.
Wait, you have to make a con save to keep your shield up?
The concentration for his shield spell.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, I didn't know you had that spell up. When wind hits you, that's gone.
Oh yeah, anti-magic. That's right. Oops.
That's, I think, the first time he's hit you, so. But also, you hit him. That would have been gone the second you hit him.
Oh. He's like, oh, shoot. And he does have something to gain by putting it back up, because it's harder to hit him in the first place if he does it. He just does it again. Beef up his defense with his magic. And then goes into swing. Swing first, swing second, 13 and 10.
Oh my god, neither of them hit again.
You're really fast.
Yeah, and you're really big. He's gonna try and hit you again.
This is never gonna end.
23.
23 hits him.
18.
18 does not.
14, so only the first one hits again.
Yeah. Peter just falls asleep while watching this.
Max damage on it, though. He hits you for 11.
That still does very little to Avayath.
And he's gonna action surge. That's 27.
Yep, that hits.
If you couldn't tell, I've been rolling really bad. And he can actually re-roll that too. So hold on. So it's a 9.
Yep, he's looking significantly more beat up. He's like halfway down. He's like, oh, I don't know if there's any point in casting spells.
There isn't.
Well, I guess I'll just save them then. There's not much point doing it. 15 and 23.
15 does not hit, 23 does.
Damage, not a lot. There's no spells. 8.
8 damage. He still looks fine.
The blade doesn't hit him. He just kind of like smacks Wynn's shoulder a bit with the side of the sword.
Wynn goes to like hit it out of the way and he gets the damage because he grabs it with his palm like an idiot. Ow, ow, ow. Is it 22?
22 hits.
It's 21?
21 hits.
It's 22 again.
Yep. Okay. Avayath's going down.
Okay, so that's gonna be 25 damage. Actually, he can re-roll that too, so hold on.
Ooh.
And he has to take the 1, so.
Oh.
So 24.
Oh, he's not looking good. He's down on one knee now.
We can stop if you want.
I can keep going.
Go ahead.
This is nothing. He's cocky. He's gonna lose. Any other character would be like, yeah, I'm defeated, but Avayath, nah. He keeps going.
Avayath's like, my second wind's coming, I feel it.
Yeah. 13 and a 9 to hit.
Neither of those hit. You've not been rolling well. I'm so sorry, Jay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I knew I was gonna get my ass kicked anyways, because my character's a dumbass.
Okay, first hit is nat 1. Wow. Nat 1 again!
Oh my god!
He gets his... For 2 nat 1s, I'm not gonna make him do a third attack. His fucking axe is stuck in the ground because he went down on one knee and he's like, oh, I have to like readjust the way that I'm trying to hit you, and he just fucks it up completely.
He's like, haha, now's my chance.
You have advantage right now because his axe is stuck in the ground. He's trying to get it out.
A 20 for the first. A 22 for the second. That advantage really saved my ass.
Both hit then.
The lowest possible damage for the first hit. And not impressive for the second hit.
So 14.
Yep.
Wynn's just like, oh man, you hit me when I was stuck. And he just swings his axe up as he's trying to get out. And that's a 19.
19. That is his AC. That hits.
It's a 16.
Does not hit.
It's a 19 again.
Yep, that hits. Time for this giant to be toppled down.
That'll be 18.
He's down. Boom.
Ah, shoot! Yeah, you go down. You just go unconscious. And you're just like, whoop, we down, boys. Let me check. Let me check to see Peter's healing stuff. What's your total health?
His total health is 76.
Okay, yeah, you get all that back as he lay on hands you.
Ooh. Oh. Wow. I feel all better. Like, completely better. That's amazing.
I told you you only had to do 3 hits. Know when you're defeated.
Well, I'll never learn to overcome the challenge unless I try.
Knowing when to retreat is also part of the battle, you know.
Retreat? He ponders that, like that's not in his vocabulary almost.
He sighs a little bit and he's like, just so you know, Wynn is the weakest of the mentors.
And Wynn's just like, hey!
Hey! He fought well.
He did fight well, but he is the youngest with the least experience.
Well, Wynn, I think your abilities are quite impressive.
Thanks.
Gives his hand out for a handshake. Good duel.
He smiles and takes it. And you feel like when you shake his hand, like almost like static, but like a weird kind of static where like your connection to your magic is just cut off as you touch him.
Ooh. Yeah, Avayath kind of stumbles a bit at that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's alright.
Well, what else were we gonna do today? And he looks over at Peter, and Peter's just like, that was all that I personally had planned for Avayath's training, but Avayath, why don't we go and pray? And you see him open up his coat, and just like a dozen poppers fall out, and he's like, God damn it.
Sure, I'd love to pray. Oh, and I want to make more poppers. They're so fun.
And you see Wen kind of just like shifting a little bit, and he's just like, if you guys are gonna just go pray, can I? And Peter looks at him and is just like, yes, you can go see Fiera. You probably have an hour before someone notices. And Wen just kind of blushes at that, and he's like, thank you. And he starts to run off. Well, come on, let's go to the church then.
What's the relationship between him and Fiera?
He kind of pauses a bit, and he's just like, they're together unofficially.
Ooh. Spicy.
Fucking Avayath, such a gossip. He's like...
And you guys go off to pray. I gave you the easy way to get out of that combat, and you were just like, no.
I'm sorry, that's what my character would do.
I know. It was just funny.
Like, I was like, nah, let's just make this quick and do dex attacks, but Avayath is like, no, I want to go all out.
You let Win show off his ability, finally, so.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm so helpless against that.
There's a reason why. For sparring, I wanted you to spar with him, but I wasn't going to do serious sparring this early. But we did it anyway.
Now you know my character, he goes hard or he goes home.
Well, he also didn't use his greatsword on you.
Oh, Cassie, why do you hurt me like this?
He was gonna just keep punching you, and that didn't seem to be working because his strength score is only a +5 if he's trying to punch you. But it's a +10 if he's using a weapon.
Yeah. Make me feel my character's so weak.
He's a mentor. He's also not level 20, so... Statistically, he is the weakest of the mentors.
And he's also the same age as Avayath.
But he was a chosen one. That's the point.
Avayath is the chosen one too.
Of course, you're right.
He sure is.
All right. So you are currently with Essence.
I wonder where Master Libris could be.
Who knows? She just wanders off on her own all the time.
And he's kind of scanning the area. Let's go check over by the wall. I found her there once before.
Sure.
Goes check over by wall.
You go over to check the wall. I want you to roll a perception check as you're going over to the wall.
6.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah, dex save time.
Okay. He's pretty good at those. 21.
So as you are approaching the wall to kind of like try and find Libris, you feel something kind of very fast move past you, and you hear Essence just verbally gasp at that, and pause, and you're looking back at her from that, and you see that she is currently shaking.
What? Shaking how?
You can roll insight if you want.
15.
Terrified.
Okay. Whoa, that was a close one. I don't know what that... Wait, Essence? Essence, are you...
She seems to be looking at something in front of you.
Turns.
You turn around, and face to face, right next to you, you see that mask that Alia wears just inches away from you. And she cocks her head. Oops, I missed you.
He kind of stumbles back. He's where'd you come from?
She takes a step forward at that. I was just around and saw you two around and thought I'd check in. Hello, Essence. It's been a while, hasn't it?
You shouldn't be here.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm the keeper. It's my job to check in.
Shui's going to juxtapose himself in between Essence and Alia and just says, "Oh, what do you want?"
I'm just doing my rounds and checking in.
Kind of looks over his shoulder back at Essence, who is still terrified.
Looks like she's about to bolt, yeah.
She's like, "Well, you checked in, didn't you?"
I'd like to talk to you a little bit. Everyone's so cagey. Did they really say such horrible things about me?
They said you were a war criminal. Why would a war criminal come here?
War criminal. They keep tossing that one around, don't they?
He's gonna try to back up a little bit and move like Essence back a little bit as well, just for some space.
Yeah, she lets you guide her very easily. And Alia looks between you two. I see you're a sword singer.
No, I'm not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, he's just like, and what about it?
Peter's one too, so it's just curious to me. Do you talk a lot? How's he doing?
Master Peter wants nothing to do with you.
Oh, I'm sure he doesn't, but I am his keeper, so it's my job to check in and see how he's holding together.
He's fine.
Is he? That's good to hear then. And how are you doing, Essence? Go away.
How does Alia react to that?
Doesn't seem bothered at all. Not happy to see me.
If you want to talk to me, that's fine. Just leave Essence alone.
Sure. Are you too close?
He kind of looks back at Essence again.
She's shaking her head no.
She's like, "We're friends."
Shakes her head no.
Don't listen to her.
Well, if you're friends, then maybe I can give you this, since no one here wants to take my help. And she reaches behind her back, and she pulls out these very strange-looking black handcuffs with these runes kind of engraved in them, and starts to very gently put them down on the ground. And you hear Essence just take a very sharp breath in at that. And she looks to you, and she's just like, "Sorry, I only brought one set. I didn't expect to see 2 of my projects here."
Shui is just, he's lost.
Doesn't seem like they're following protocol at all. I didn't give them Peter just so he could wander around.
What are you talking about?
You can use these if you like.
What?
Things ever get out of hand. Or just give them to a mentor if you don't want to use them.
Those are handcuffs.
They sure are.
It backs up a little bit more. And he turns around to Essence and...
She's gone.
Yeah, I was gonna be like...
You did not even hear her leave, but gone.
He's just like, Essence? Looks around.
Looks like she teleported.
Didn't know she could do that. She just kind of turns back around and just like, what did you do to Essence?
Nothing she didn't volunteer for.
Why is she afraid of you?
She left a little suddenly. Not quite sure she's stabilized yet. And she looks very thoughtful at that.
He's just like, how do you even know her?
I raised her.
Okay. Surprised Pikachu. Raised? What do you... Like her guardian?
Yes, like her guardian. Her siblings miss her very much. She left so suddenly. Been looking for her, but I think it's fine if she stays here. Maybe that will be good for her, to get out a little bit.
You called her your project? It's like, who's your other project?
Estel used to be one of them, but not anymore. I switched to Peter a while ago.
Why?
Again, he volunteered for it. It was his own choice.
What did they volunteer for?
Helping making the world a better place.
Insight.
Go for it.
Okay, 14.
Seems like there's more to it than that, but in general, that statement appears to be true.
Okay.
Would you like to make the world a better place too?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't understand.
It's not very complicated. Do you want to help people?
He kind of clenches his fist. And he's just like, of course I do.
Then you can understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes things have to be done that are a little tricky.
Tricky how?
People agree to things and then regret them later, but you can undo what's been done.
I already know that.
Do you think you might be a chosen one, Shui? Maybe not now, but in the future.
He is kind of a little taken aback by that question. Everyone kind of expects him to be not like, same level as like Avayath, but like the people he was around back in his village. They kind of thought he was going to grow up to do good things, or just kind of important things. Maybe not be the chosen one per se, but I think once word got out, especially when like the Merlin clone came and told Dashi, she probably told everyone else, and they're like, "Ooh, chosen one was raised in our village." Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
There is a clone spell, so just to specify that.
Yeah. Like, ooh, chosen one from our village. Ooh, hell yeah. I don't know if he's ever actually thought about like whether he's just like I don't know.
Not knowing is fine. Some of you seem to have a lot of confidence, but it's okay to also know your place. Again, these are here if you want them. If not, they'll just rust on the grass.
What are you after?
You all keep asking that like I have some ulterior motive. I just want this program to do well.
Shui is skeptical. He's like, yeah, okay.
She kind of bows a little bit, looks back up at you,
I feel like we got off on the wrong foot.
and she extends a hand towards you.
My name is Ilya Korlai. I am the Queen of Blackpeak. It's nice to meet you.
She offers her hand. He takes a step back. And he's like, I'm not supposed to touch you.
I see.
And she pulls her hand back down.
Well, I'll be going then. It seems you're very hostile towards me. This isn't a productive conversation.
I just don't want you to hurt anyone here.
I would never. Not unless they hurt me first. Your friend Avayath got very close yesterday.
Sweats. Sweats. He just wants to do the right thing. He wants to keep everyone safe too.
I understand that. Our motivations are the same then. Thought out of anything maybe Avayath would understand, but also, I don't really like him. Didn't put my best foot forward for him, I suppose.
Shui was kind of quiet for a bit. Do you know me?
Know you? Why would I know you? How old are you? Don't even look 20 to me.
I'm 19.
Very young then, but it's always hard to tell with people these days. Yes, I am going to be going now, though.
And she starts to walk towards you, but kind of like off to the side, like she's veering away.
On guard.
She keeps walking until eventually you see her just kind of vanish into smoke.
Shui looks at the handcuffs. And he reaches down to pick them up. He's going to give them to a mentor. But he came out here to look for Libris. However, Essence is now gone. And he is alone out here. So,
Nobody
in a physical form. Beastblade is his buddy, though.
He continues wandering around. When a mentor gets pissed at him, he's like, I have my Beastblade, though.
He's going to... He'll look for Essence. I'm gonna say Estel. He'll look for Essence.
Okay. You can continue to do that, and we're gonna jump to someone else.
Okay.
So Brandy and Theo, what are you guys doing right this minute?
Walking.
So you guys are walking around for a while, and eventually, coming up around you, not trying to be sneaky or anything, you hear Estelle call out and be like, "There you two are, I was looking for you."
We were walking.
Yes, well, I need to borrow Theo for a bit.
Oh, right. Why?
Just to go over a few things in my notes that I wanted to run by Theo.
Looks to Theo.
You can both come back with me, though. You're supposed to stay with a partner. So, if I leave one of you here, that'd be bad.
Right.
Right.
What did you want to go over?
She's like, kind of glaring at you. Just some notes in my book. She is trying to subtly hint to you that she wants to train with you.
No, he knows. Brandy would know too, but she wouldn't know that Brandy knows.
Right, some notes.
Okay, I guess.
Your secret book club.
Brandy, I'm sure there's plenty of people if you want to go for a walk again.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna sit in the library.
The library.
You know what? Don't fucking make fun of me, alright? Estelle, you fucking bitch, I've had enough of you.
Oh my god.
Brandy goes on a rampage, just like, and you?
I would like to
And
rage.
you?
Yeah, Brandy would love to rage. Just kills everybody at the facility. This was the snapping point. Was her just saying library at him. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I got fucking 85 health now and I'm sick of this shit.
Oh my god.
Oh my stomach. Okay, we're going back now.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You guys go back to the library, and Estelle starts walking up the steps towards her office. Are you coming?
I guess. It won't take too long, will it?
No, not very long.
Okay. He gives Brandy's arm a squeeze and then he goes.
Gives Theo a kiss on the head. And then he goes and listens by the door after they're inside.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a stealth check for me then. Or not stealth, perception.
13.
I'll tell you how much you hear when the conversation is over.
Cool.
So yeah, you go into Estelle's office. She kind of escorts you in and starts gathering up her notes and looks towards you and is just like, "Arthur doesn't appear to be around today, and with everything going on, we didn't meet the first of the week like we previously discussed, so we'll just do today then."
He's kind of busy.
He's always busy. He just goes off on his own a lot.
Yeah. Well, what were we going to do?
I wanted to go over some more public speaking practice with you. Your speech final, it was well thought out, and your presentation of them wasn't the worst, I've heard. You just need to work on your volume is all. So that's what we'll be working on today.
Oh boy.
And Brandy, you hear someone coming up behind you. "Hey, what are you doing?"
Vibing.
Is Estelle in there?
Yeah, she's busy. What do you need?
Oh, I had to go talk to her.
Oh, well, she's busy right now.
I'm supposed to interrupt. And he goes up and knocks on the door.
Brandy takes a step away so it's not obvious.
And you see Estelle pause at that and sighs. And you hear through the door, "Hey, Estelle, I'm supposed to talk to you." And she's like, "Oh, great, come in, Win." And he opens the door and sneaks in and grins a little bit. "Oh, Theo, you're here. Perfect.
Hi, Win.
I was supposed to come grab you. Flynn wanted to watch one of your trainings." We're just doing speech training. And Win shrugs and just like, he just wanted to watch." "That's fine. My office is a bit, strange for that. Why don't we go to the stage, Theo? That's better practice anyway."
Theo has like a surprised blinking face of like, fucking really? And he's like, okay, sure, I guess. I don't.
And she starts to walk out and kind of glances at you, Brandy, and is just like, "You didn't walk down the stairs yet."
I was just vibing. I don't have anywhere to fucking go.
Shh, fine, sure. And she starts going down the steps.
Theo waves at Brandy. He's like, I'm gonna go on a stage, apparently. Woo.
Have fun with that.
I won't.
Yeah, I figured. I believe in you.
Thanks.
And you guys head out, Wynn following you. And as you come out, you see Flynn standing nearby holding a couple scrolls under his arm. And he gives you kind of a little wave as you come out. And it's just like, oh, this is the one you're training right now. Perfect. You were one of the ones I wanted to watch.
What? Why?
I looked over all your reports. And he's holding the scrolls. And he's like, Arthur gave me a full rundown before he vanished to wherever he's off to. So, I saw that you had the highest potential of anyone here.
You're about to get disappointed.
I'm sure you'll do great, whatever you're doing. Are you doing combat training of some kind? And Estel shakes her head no. Public speaking. Oh! Well, that's good too. And he kind of steps out of the way. Well, let's go then. Are you going to the stage, I assume? And Estel nods. Yes, that's... come on. This is the worst training for you to watch, but sure. And she walks out.
Sure is going to be.
And she walks towards that stage area. And she stands in front of it and looks towards you, Theo, and is just like, go on up then.
Okay.
We are your audience.
Great.
Flynn goes and sits at one of the tables and kind of very politely folds his hands and looks up at you with a smile. And you can't see his eyes at all through that mask that he's wearing. But he's just giving you a tiny smile. And Estel looks towards you and is just like, why don't we just do some normal conversation? You don't have to go into an impromptu speech or anything this time.
Yeah, great. This is really weird setup to do that.
Just want you to practice on projecting is all.
Okay.
So let's have a conversation then. How has your week been, Theo?
Okay, before I start, am I supposed to answer honestly or what you want to hear?
You can answer me honestly.
Alright, I've had an awful week, just getting that out there.
And I mean, to be fair, a lot of people I feel like are having quite an awful week. Is it because of our other guest? And you see at that Flynn's smile drop.
I mean, that's part of it, but not the main part.
Is there something else that happened?
I just really not enjoying Arthur's training.
Oh, what's he doing?
You know, I could ask the same thing and get a worse answer than I would give you. He's doing something weird, but how are you, Estel?
I see. Do you want me to answer honestly now?
Yes.
Horrible. Absolutely awful. One of the worst weeks I've had in a while.
Tell me about it.
I mean, mine's pretty straightforward. My sister's here.
Right. I'm sorry about that. I understand things can be very strained.
She hasn't been herself for a long time, so they are not great.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's no one's fault but my own. I should have seen her coming.
Well, you know, sometimes things just work out a certain way, but, should try to make the best of it. I mean, you're already doing a very good job of keeping everyone safe.
You see her smile tense at that. She's like, I'm glad. But you said you don't like training with Arthur.
I did. You know, I like the idea of Arthur's training. It's interesting. It's just a lot. And I feel like he doesn't grasp the fact that I am new to it, and there's a lot he's trying to tell me and get me to do, and I don't like it.
He is a confusing
man, that is for certain, and I understand he is like that with everyone. I refuse to go to his lab anymore. He's quite overwhelming.
Yeah, that's the kind of the gist of it. Like, again, it seems very interesting. I like thinking about those kinds of things, but not all at once.
If you are not enjoying your time with Arthur, he is the founder of this organization, but he is by no means the only one who gets a say in things. There's already exceptions to the contract that he laid out in front of us. Wynn technically is training 3 people, even if one of them is an assistant.
Right. Okay.
If you would like, I can talk with him again and tell him I believe it's better for you to have a mentor.
I kind of feel bad.
You shouldn't feel bad. He gets in over his head a lot. He hasn't... I know he thinks he can help you, but there is just a fundamental... He doesn't have the experience that's needed for this, and I know he desperately wants to, but he doesn't.
But he certainly has a lot of experience. Maybe not this, but...
Yes, he does have a lot of experience, but this is something in particular that he's never experienced firsthand in all the time that he's been alive. It's different watching others do it than it is actually doing it yourself.
Yeah, and he was trying to help me with that by getting some people, quote unquote, some people to give me advice, but, it's whatever. I don't know. I don't think I want to train with him anymore at least for a while.
I'll have a conversation with him then. Would you like me to tell him that you're open to training with him in the future, just not right now, or do you want to cut that off?
I don't know if it'd get any better if I just waited. It's 'cause it's not like it's any less information that he would be giving me. I don't know.
Then I'll tell him you're not interested. This sounds like how things were supposed to go anyway. He likes to meddle.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's... Now that you say that, I would be fine if I didn't have to train with him anymore.
Then it's settled. I will talk to him once he's back. Alright, go ahead and roll a performance check for me to see how well your projection was for that.
12.
Did better than, I would say, your final, but definitely just the nerves of this conversation at certain points, you kind of got quiet again, and it was kind of difficult for her to hear you, but she's close enough to the stage she could still make you out. But she just tells you, if we're talking about something that you're passionate about, just use that to influence your volume a little more. You're getting better, though.
Right. I mean, I wasn't necessarily passionate about this.
I know. Maybe the next time we try this, we'll talk about something that interests you a little more.
Right.
And if you're going to be training with me entirely outside of this, then there's a lot more interesting things we can do than have you speak on a stage.
Oh, good. Like what?
Well, combat is an important part of this. I'm training 2 other sparks right now. Maybe we can do something together.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's fine, too.
So she nods and gestures for you to come off the stage.
Yeah, because throughout a lot of that, his body language ended up being really closed off as well. So he timidly walks off the stage.
Actually, do you have a moment before you go off to wherever you're going? I'd like to talk to you.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
And we will come back to this scene. We're going to skip over to Brandy. So you are currently in front of Estel's office. Wynn and Estel and Theo have just left. And you kind of hang out there for a few moments, seem to be chilling, and you see across the way, the door to the second office opens up, and you see Arthur coming out currently with a little notebook under his arm, looking like he's about to head down the stairs. Gives you a kind of tiny wave and a smile.
You start moving towards him.
He starts going down the steps.
Hey,
Huh? What?
come chat with me for a second.
Oh, sure.
In the back of the office.
Oh, which one do you want to go into?
The one you just stepped out of.
Oh, sure. And he starts going into it.
Okay, goes inside.
Did you want to come back to the lab? I have a circle already set up.
No, not particularly.
Not right now?
Hey, so Theo talked to me.
Oh.
About your little training with him.
I already told him he doesn't have to go through with it. I deleted his blueprint.
But your idea of ripping other Theos from other timelines?
It's not a permanent. It's just to talk to them.
You're still tearing them from where they once were to use for your own personal gain?
Well, we're not doing that anymore. He said...
Were you gonna ask them if they wanted to come and talk?
It's a little difficult to do that without pulling them through.
You could have gone there, right? If you can pull them to you.
No, I can't. Not past ones.
So you were gonna rip them from their time and then use them for your own gain, and then what afterwards?
I was going to send them back.
With all that in mind, that they'd just been torn from their... I don't think that's gonna add some time fuckery to
I had
their
precautions in place.
world? What were those precautions?
I was just going to do a little modified memory spell and just... They wouldn't have...
You were gonna... Arthur, do you not hear yourself right now?
If they don't know, then why is it a problem?
Do you really think that that's right to do to someone? That that's okay to do so to someone?
He looks at you kind of a bit quizzically. I mean...
What if you found out, like, they cast a spell to recover their memory. What if you found out that you'd been torn from your home and experimented on, essentially? You don't think that would fuck you up?
Seems to be thinking about it. It's not experimentation, though. They wouldn't have a bad experience.
But it's still not an experience that they wanted, or they had any choice in.
Well, I don't know a way to do this where you would be happy with it.
The answer is you don't do it. You shouldn't be fucking with timelines and all this bullshit, alternate universes and whatnot. That's not your place to step into.
There's a bigger picture to things.
And you're not a part of it. Don't try and paint yourself in.
He's kind of quiet at that, and puts his hands behind his back. He's like, I didn't mean to make either of you upset. That wasn't the point of this, or the goal.
And what was your goal?
I'm just trying to help Theo. I'm trying to help him. That's all.
Is that your only goal to all this? Really?
That's why I wanted to talk to him, yes. That's why I wanted to train him.
And doing your own strange time shit to make sure that you got to talk to him?
If I had had the chance to talk to other versions of myself, I would have loved to.
And why haven't you?
Because I'm outside of the timeline, those
And
other
how'd
versions.
that happen? How does someone just fall out of the timeline there, bud?
And you see him kind of fidgeting a bit at that. He's like, there was a future I saw that definitely shouldn't have happened, and I was trying to fix it.
Who gets to deem if it should or shouldn't happen? Was it just you who deemed it shouldn't happen?
Someone came and found me and told me that something bad was going to happen and that I needed to change to make sure that it didn't, and that was the goal.
But you didn't change. You changed time instead of changing yourself.
I'd like to believe I did both.
Did you, though?
I feel like I'm a very different person than when he found
Are
me
you a
first.
better person?
I'm not a worse person.
So you were thinking about kidnapping folks and wiping their memories prior to all this?
I wouldn't call it kidnapping.
Well, what would you call taking someone from their home and holding them hostage?
But if you could just look at things from a larger perspective, if it was going to help your friend, wouldn't you want that?
It depends on what it is. There are some things that we should not be messing with.
I'm not gonna do anything if it makes him uncomfortable.
He sure as hell made him very uncomfortable.
I gave him a couple different chances to go back.
Do you understand the difference between you and him?
I'm a lot older.
You are someone who's traveled through millennia and have all sorts of powers and technology at your disposal. Do you not see the gap in power and experience there?
You don't seem to have any problem telling me your opinions.
Because I'm a lot more confident in myself.
Well, I'll definitely keep this in mind moving forward then. I'll be more careful with what I approach Theo with.
You should really stop and consider why you are so desperately trying to mess with these timelines and whatnot.
I'm just trying to help him.
You weren't trying to help him before all this happened. Before he got here, but you were still doing this timeline fuckery.
This is the first time I've ever met him.
Right, but this is not the first time you've been messing with time itself.
Of course not. I go there every day.
Exactly. Why the hell are you doing it? What's this future that's so bad that you had to rip yourself out of the timeline?
Didn't do it on purpose.
Sure as hell didn't, and look what happened. What if that happens to Theo?
I'm looking at things more in line with the entire picture, not just this point in time, not just the next couple hundred years.
You're not a god, Arthur. You're a man. There's a reason that you are just a man.
Kind of looking down at that. I know, and like I said, I'm just trying to fix things.
I've met people who are trying to fix things, and I've been people trying to fix things at any cost. And those kind of things, it doesn't end well for anyone. You need to work internally rather than externally to fix whatever you saw.
Theo said to me that he believes that no matter what we do, it's just fate. No matter what happens, fate will always catch up to us and that it can't be changed.
Did you ever believe that?
I'm trying very strongly not to.
Do you ever think that maybe if you try so hard to go against what you don't want to become, that you're just going to become it anyway? That you so desperately don't want to be the monster that you might inevitably become, and you push so hard against it that you just prove everyone right?
You see him kind of gripping his notebook a little bit at that, and he's just like, I am just trying to make a future that I can be proud of, and not one that I am looking over my shoulder for all the time.
Well, that's why you need to change internally, and not externally. Your personality and mindset need to change, not bending reality to fit what you want. You're acting selfish in that regard, because you're scared of changing.
I wish I could show you the whole picture, but it just wouldn't.
I don't care about the whole picture. Because I ain't a part of it, and neither are you. We don't need to busy ourselves with that.
But don't you care about the future? Don't you care that the world is a successful place one day?
I'm sure it will be a successful place one day.
It's not. That's why I'm trying to fix it. Things get very, very bad at a certain point. They need to change. There is a ripple effect from where that point happens, and everything will slowly start to collapse backwards. It'll eventually reach this point.
Yeah, and why does that happen?
There are some people, not me, who also
Insight
tried to change things.
Insight check. 4.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, alright. So other people tried to change it and made things worse. You don't think that you could be potentially doing that yourself by trying to change things?
But doing nothing isn't going to stop it. Doing absolutely nothing. It isn't something that you can fight. It's not an object or a person. It is everything collapsing around you into nothingness. That includes you, that includes Theo, that includes Shui, that includes Avayath, that is everyone. That includes me, sort of, except I would just be in a void forever.
Yeah, he's just quiet.
I don't know when it reaches this point. I don't know how long. It's not here yet, so we're okay.
And have you made any progress at all?
It's slowed down.
Yeah?
I've seen timelines where it's reached this point before, and it's still here. I just have been jumping to try and avoid it whenever possible.
So you're running?
There's a finite amount of timelines that exist. If when they all run up, or run out, I guess, that will be a problem.
For who? Anymore?
For everyone, because then no one can fix it.
Well, sometimes you can't fix everything.
Aren't you scared of that?
I've been in pretty terrible situations myself, but trust me, dying is the least of my worries at this point.
And you don't care about the people you know dying either.
I certainly care, but there's only so much I can do as a person.
But I can do a lot.
Can you? Because from what I've seen, you've only fucked it up. And are gonna be in an endless void forever. Because of your own meddling.
I'd like to think I made it better, not worse. I feel like we have a lot more time.
But do you have any proof?
It gets slower every time I make efforts.
But it doesn't stop.
It could slow to a halt eventually, though. The world is eventually supposed to end. There is no eternity for it. It has a finite point that it ends at.
All worlds end.
But this would just be
ends.
wiping it out of existence so that it didn't ever exist. And there has to be a point, right? Things have to matter.
Well, who says? Who says things have to matter?
It is a very sad perspective to think that they don't.
What matters is what you do, not why you're here or why you do it.
This conversation is fruitless. I don't think we're going to change either opinion. I will stop what I was doing with Theo. That was the point of this conversation, yes?
If you fuck things up further, or if you push Theo into anything, I'm gonna kill you.
You see him like raise an eyebrow at that.
You think you can?
I've killed far greater.
I would love for you to try.
And he seems genuine when he says that.
But I have to go.
Sounds good.
He leaves.
You see Arthur step back onto the circle.
so you'll find me at last and wipe away our past. Even now, falling towards something beyond this new script. The show starts without stars. I'm here crying out for you, so you'll find me at last and wipe away our past. Even now, falling towards something beyond this new script. This show starts without